Hey friends, welcome back to Ray's Create Cards. I'm Ray Henderson out of Morristown, Tennessee, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This week I thought we would play with these Celebrate with tags. It is not going to be the only stamp set or even dies that we're going to use on tonight's tags, but I wanted to show you 4 different examples of making tags with this set. If I can talk tonight. I don't know. It's been such a busy day again. And I've got a card class tomorrow morning that I've also been getting ready for. Yeah. Anyway, to make a long, boring story short, here we go. All right, in the Celebrate with Tags dies, and they are called these Celebration Tag dies, you get a total of 14. They're beautiful. You've got hearts, you've got circles, you've got candles. You've got a banner die and a rectangular stitch die and 2 different tag dies. The other tag die we're not going to get into on this video. It actually makes like a gift card / tag. A gift card holder, and if you all want to see me demonstrate that, I will. It's pretty straightforward. I'll just give you a quick look at it before we get on to our tags. But here it is. You just take that, you cut it out of whatever cardstock or even designer series paper if you want to use designer series paper. And once you've got it cut out, it automatically puts a crease line here and here so that you have your little tabs that you're going to put your glue on, and you're going to lay this over and fold it together. Bam, it's done, okay, except for the decorating that you want to do. But the die we're going to use tonight is simply this one, and it just makes a straight up tag. And here is something that I found out with it. Let me grab my sample. You know, sometimes we have to be really frugal, especially if we have a lot of tags to make. And you can actually cut this out and cut them apart and have 2 tags. So keep that in mind, okay? But I'm not doing that tonight. We're just going to do the traditional folded tag. And I have 4 different designs that I have put together. And on the very first one that I did, I'm going to change it up. I wanted to do different styles, different tastes. And so the first one that I had done was just kind of like a country, homespun, Christmas theme. And I thought, let's just do some simple stamping on the tag, put a sentiment on there, and be done, right? And by the way, this ribbon, we have this. It is a fall suede early espresso. Yeah, it's called early espresso fall suede. It looks like fall suede, and it feels like fall suede. It has been one of my favorite ribbons. But the more I got to looking at this, the more I thought, wow, that might be just a little bit too plain. So hang in there with me because we're going to change it up a little bit. I didn't do a lot of the pre-die cutting. In playing with it and in wanting to change up the design, I thought it might be nicer to do the pine needles with a pine cone. I thought, wow, that would look so nice. Well, the paper I used on this is a craft 6x6 paper. I love working with this stuff. It's got quite a bit of heft to it. It's got good body. It's easy to work with. It's easy to die cut with. It's easy to, as you can see here, the colors show up really nice on there. And I thought, well, let's do, and so I did the pine cone, and I did the greenery, and I thought, man, that just really gets lost on there, doesn't it? So we're still going to do this pine cone, and we're still going to do the greenery, but I think it might pop a little bit if these pieces are redone on basic white cardstock. All right, let me move some of this out of the way. The pine cones come from the Christmas season stamp set, okay? Now it's a 2-stamp set, and when I say it's a 2-stamp set, you have your fill stamp and your detail stamp, okay, for this one. And you have your fill-in stamp and your detail stamp for this one. And basically, anytime you are dealing with a two-step stamp, you want to remember that your fill stamp, your biggest stamp, you know, the one that's got more surface area that it's going to cover, you want that to be the lightest color. And then you want your detail, the one that takes up less real estate, to have the dark color. Okay, it's kind of backwards from the way we kind of tend to think. And because I had gone to stamp this on the craft, I thought, you know, normally I would have used maybe crumb cake or something like that for one of the colors, and then maybe early espresso or whatever for the dark. But then when I stamped this on there, it's like, wow, you know, I didn't need to also use the detail stamp. However, we will be using both of these and die cutting it out on white. And I picked a little bit different color scheme. So my dark color is going to be the soft suede, and my light color is going to be the crumb cake. So first, what we need to do is die cut out our tag, and I just wanted to show you how straightforward it is to cut that out. You're gonna notice when I get ready, okay, yes, I had to go back and get out my old plate with the die cut adapter from the Big Shot that Stampin' Up used to carry before they came out with their Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I had a little issue with a recent card class, and I don't know how it happened, but somehow, some way in the course of that class, my die cut adapter from my big cut and emboss machine got warped. Like, I mean, it got warped. And I thought, wow, I've used that machine for over 2 years, and I've never warped it. I've never damaged it. Things happen, right? So until I can get that replaced, I went ahead and dug out my platform and my die cut adapter from my Big Shot. So that's why it's going to look a little bit funny tonight, but hey, it's going to get the job done, right? Onward and upward. All right, let me get my cutting plate down here, and I've got my die, and I just put together a little packet where I already had a piece of that craft 6x6 paper that is big enough to cut this out of. And I'm trying to make sure I'm in camera that you can see this okay. I hope you can. And I didn't measure this, but obviously I had already cut out for my initial tag out of the same piece. So I know it's just long enough to capture the whole tag. So we're going to put this down here, and I'm going to be really, really careful. Hope I don't move it. Let me move this out just a little bit. Let me angle that in there if I can. When I'm by myself, I know I can, right? All right, and let's just crank this through. And all right. So far, so good. And it does, it just cuts like a dream. And I say it cuts like a dream, and you know what? I didn't get that all the way down there. So let me put this back on here and line that up and make sure. It must have been hanging off the edge a little bit, and that happens. So if that ever happens to you, just line your die back up on it and run it through again. And I'm sliding on the paper. Yay. All right. Felt like I needed scratch paper before all was said and done tonight, so I've got the paper underneath. Maybe not my smartest move. All right, I'm very carefully going to put this to the side for the moment. Let me get off my little bits. And let me get my other cutting plate and stick on there. I'm going to move it to the side. We'll be getting it back out because honestly, this time tonight, guys, And I hope you hang in there with me. I did not pre-die cut the stuff for my tags, except for the decorations that may go right here. But as far as the die cutting and stuff, no, we've still got to do all that. So let me get my bone folder here, put a little crease on that. Now you can go ahead and add whatever ribbon you want to. I will tell you that if you put your ribbon on there before you finish like your inside part that you may want to do, or even if you want to write a note on the back or whatever, that wouldn't be hard to do. But trying to write on the inside or decorate on the inside, do that before you put your ribbon on, because this does tend to want to hold that closed, okay? So, all right, we've got this, and now I've got this scrap, and it should be big enough for me to be able to stamp my soft suede and my crumb cake two-toned pine cone and die cut from it. That's the plan anyway. All right, let me see here. Okay. Am I doing this right? Actually, let me give you a heads up. So here's the fill stamp. Remember I told you you wanted your lightest color. So I'm going to get the crumb cake. I'm going to ink that up. For me, it is easier to do this part first and then do the detail over it. But you do you. You know, for you, it may just be the opposite. It may be better to do the dark and then go in with your light color. Whatever works for you is good. All right, let's close up the crumb cake. I will not need that again. And my Stampin' Scrub should still be wet. Add a little bit. And clean that off. Lay that to the side. We won't be using that one again. This should still be inked up really well. I'm going to slide this toward me a little bit and see if I can't, without getting my head right over it, kind of, sort of, at least get it close. And then press that in just a bit. Let it soak up all that goodness. There we go. Now, with that white, a little bit of white showing through, I'm hoping that when we die cut and get ready to put it on there, that it's going to have a little bit of a pop and not fade right into the background. That's the plan, man. All right. Hope everybody's been having a really good week. It's been a good week here. We actually got a little bit of rain. It was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we got the pine cones from the Christmas season. Now, you can buy this as a bundle. No, you can't. They're separate now. Last year, when this first debuted, you could get it as a bundle. And here are the seasonal label dies, which coordinate with the Christmas season. And here, am I missing some? There's one I was looking for, and I wasn't seeing it. I'll have to count them, make sure I've got them all there. Heaven help me. Okay, so I'm going to have plenty of room for that. Now, the other thing is stamping our greenery. And I just took the single solid, I call them pine needles. That may not actually be what they are, but that's what it looks like to me. All right, let's see. I want 2 of them. Let me see if I can maybe put one here. I always try to use up as much of my scraps as I can possibly use. I try to. And there's our second one. And this is Evening Evergreen, by the way. I didn't even tell you the green that I ended up. I had tried Mossy Meadow, and I like Mossy Meadow, and Mossy Meadow would work well for this. But I wanted something a little bit deeper than the Mossy Meadow to put on top of this craft cardstock. All right. All right, I'm going to move this, and this. They're clean. I can't possibly stick my fingers into it. And one more time, and let's see if maybe this time I can't do a little bit better on the die cutting so I'm not slipping and sliding. It's not always cool to go slipping and sliding at all. Okay, we get this lined up. And, okay. I'm really excited about this weekend. Not only do we have the card class tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to that. And I always do. On Saturday at church, and I don't know how many of you have ever heard of GAP. GAP stands for God Always Provides. Once a year, the whole congregation will come together, and we will pack, I think they said this year, 5,000 meals to be shipped overseas, and it's really awesome. I will freshly wash my hair and have it all tied up, if I don't have a hairnet, I guess I'll pick one up on the way there or something. But we literally will pack meals with rice and dehydrated veggies and proteins and different things. And each bag that we pack will feed a family of 4. And so we're not the only congregation to do it. Did I just eat that die? What did I do with it? I just had it. Oh, there it is. All right, let's get this last one. But I look forward to it every year. And last year, and I can't remember why I missed getting to participate. Somehow, some way I did. I missed out on it for whatever reason. There we go. I slid it back in. Yeah. I don't keep old calendars. My memory bank doesn't go back that far, so. But it was the only year I've ever missed, so. I guess that's something to be proud of, maybe. All right, I want this little die right back in here. I want that one in there, and I want my pine cone back in there. We're closed up. We're good. We will not be using the Christmas season or the coordinating dies again. I've just about used everything I can out of that scrap. All right, let's get ready to start to put this together. Okay, there are wonderful, wonderful sentiments that come with this Celebrate with tags. But on this particular tag, I wanted to use a smaller sentiment that I could just stamp down on there. And so I'm going to go with warm wishes. And the warm wishes comes from the Kindest Gnomes. I'm not done with Kindest Gnomes. We will have more classes on using this. I love it. I fell in love with it when I first saw it, and when I knew they were giving us dies for it, it was like, oh, that's so up my alley. And the coordinating DSP is awesome as well. All right, in keeping with the green theme, we are going to stamp the warm wishes, hopefully straight. I am going to stamp the warm wishes. But if you have this set, I hope you can make your own tag or replay the video and follow along with me. But I just want that right there at the bottom. Right there. Nah, it could have been straighter, but it's all right. I can live with it. I can live with it. Let me get out my Stampin Scrub and clean that off. All right. And for those of you who don't know what the Stampin Scrub is, Stampin' Up! Gives us 2 options for cleaning our stamps. One is a simple chamois, and one is a Stampin' Scrub. Now, when you get yours, you will notice that, and I've had mine turned the wrong way all this time. you know, we all have our own little habit, and for you, you may want yours this way. There is a little sun right here that shows that is the side you are supposed to be drawing on, and over here, it's got little raindrops. This is the side that you missed on. Now, you can use plain water, but they also sell stamping mist, and this is what you will hear me spraying and using when I'm using this Stampin' Scrub. Now, this not only cleans, it conditions the stamps so that they will last longer, okay? It is possible at some point for your red rubber to become aged and start cracking. So to prevent that, they have a conditioner in that cleaner that will help keep them pliable for many years to come. It is a worthwhile investment. If you can't afford to get it right now, that's fine. You may simply just put water in a squirt bottle and use that, and you'll be good to go. All right, I'm going to put that to the side. I am done with that. And let's go ahead and see how we want to arrange. And I may not even use both of these. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking two, because I had stamped with that other stamp, and it stamps two at a time. See this stamp right here? It does. It stamps two at a time, and there is a die that also cuts out two at a time. Isn't that neat? You've got a long one and a shorter one. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And I thought, what a time saver that is. Let me get my little speckles here. There we go. All right. So let's see real quick how we may want to do this. We may just want one. I mean, this tag is good size, but it's not that big. I don't know. Okay, we're just going to go with one, because this is more like a country Christmas theme, right? Let me get my glue. Oh, and guys, it's been a day or two, but I looked on the inventory status report. I know I looked yesterday, and I want to say I looked today. Did I look today? I think I did. And if I remember right, our multi-purpose liquid glue, as Stampin' Up calls it, the Tombow glue, is on low inventory. If you guys are getting low on glue, get your order put in, because it could go on back order at any time. And when I say back order, used to, Stampin' Up would allow us to add a product to our order that was on back order. We could go ahead and pay for it, and then when it came into stock, they would automatically ship it. Stampin' Up no longer does that. If they have a product that is out of stock, you won't be allowed to add that to your order. So keep that in mind, guys. All right, so here's that. Got this, and let's get some of that ribbon. And I don't even have my ribbon snips out here. Let me grab those. And I'm not even sure if I should even be taking time to do this. And when you go to put your ribbon on there, you're probably already going to know and have an idea how that tag's going to get used, what kind of a gift it may go on, etc., etc. And so you may pick other ribbon to put your card, to put on your tag. Spit it out in a minute. But anyway, yeah. Now, I'm going to go through the front with my two pieces together, and then loop this through. Okay. And I did it different from the way I did my first tag, and there's a reason for that. And let me show you. Okay, I've kind of got that pulled flat. Now, depending on which way you take your ribbon in as to how it's going to look on the front or the back, okay? So you do you. You've got options, and you do yours either way you want to do it. Okay, there's tag number 1. We'll lay it to the side. And then, this was the second tag I did. I kind of came up a little bit from that real country Christmas feel to just a more simple, homey feel. And I took Poppy Parade and Old Olive, and I actually took a white gel pen and I put the snow all over it with that white gel pen, let it dry. Then with Mossy Meadow cardstock, I cut out the tree, and then I cut out the tree detail in white, and then I used the word joy from Merriest Moments. Okay, so there's joy in Merriest Moments. Again, we're going to change it up. I think we need to make this just a little bit more vibrant than what it is. This ribbon here is retired. Okay, we won't be using that tonight. But anyway, let's get started. So, the thought that I had, and yes, I've already got my joy pre-mounted. And we are going to use the new in color Parakeet Party 2022 to 2024 in that pretty metallic thread. I haven't used it enough, and I thought if I'm going to use it right now, it needs to be for Christmas, right? And also, one of our new in color offerings is this 2022 to 2024 in color 6x6 glimmer paper. So we are going to use a sheet of, or half a sheet of the Sweet Sorbet for the base. And I thought we would do the tree out of the Orchid Oasis. And we can do the little square here for the background out of Parakeet Party. Okay, so let's get started on that. Let me get my die here. Move this stuff around so we can die cut our tag. And I'm hoping I can kind of speed things up a little bit and this video not be too long. All right, so you know the paper is 6x6, and this die will actually perfectly fit right in there. And you've got an option, because it's like an ombre glimmer paper, you do have the option. I'd better tape that down. I've not been taping my stuff down today, but normally I can just kind of have my head right over it and hold my mouth right, all that good stuff. Make sure I'm on there. I'm just going to take this side down. That should be enough to hold it if I'm careful. Okay, and that's just some really cheap washi tape that I bought, several years ago. I think I got it at Walmart. All right. There we go, got that. I didn't even think to see if my poor little trimmer needed a good spit polish before starting this video. And we'll be getting that out too in a minute. All right, did I get this all cut? I did. I'm not going to waste that other piece. I'll find a use for it. All right, here's our tag. And while we've got all this out, let me find, what do I need? I need the tree. Aha! Okay, trees for sale is where I got the little tree from. So, all I need is the die cut for the little tree. And you've got the outline, but then you have your detail. and that's what we're going to use. And let's see, I wanted to do it out of the Orchid Oasis, and so I'm just going to lay this down here. Love that Orchid Oasis. I love all the colors. I love all of them. And I like the new in colors we came out with last year. And one of them is going to make an appearance tonight. So hang in there with me. There we go. This looks harder than it really is. I maybe should have just not even had the grid paper down. I certainly probably should have chosen to do that to keep it from sliding around. I wouldn't have to hold on to it quite so hard. And let me punch this out. Come on, little tree. Oh, you know what? Oh, I wanted this out of white. Oh, but isn't it pretty? Oh, I don't know if you can see all that little sparkle in there. I will definitely save this little guy. Okay, start over. Let's get out the outline die. That's what I should have gotten, was the outline die. That's okay. No harm done. Weren't too far into it. All right. Here we go. Let's put this up here in the middle. There we go. There we go. My plates aren't really warped, but it seems like whenever you get on video, that's when they want to really act up, right? All right, so here we go. Got our little tree. Ah, that is so pretty. I am seeing flecks of a really bright blue and purple, and it's awesome. I love the iridescence in this. Okay, we won't need that. What I will need is a scrap of white. Do I have? Oh, I bet this will work. Here we go. There's that scrap of white. Let me put this one back. I need my outline die. My detail die. I get the words right. Get the words right. All right, and almost all of my little bits are out of there. Make sure they're all out. There we go. Yeah, because I want that look of snow frosted branches on that tree. And we almost incorporated all of the new in colors into one tag, almost. Okay. This, let me make sure my die is safe. Pop that in there. Got it, got it. Throw my scrap here. Let me pick this up here. Kind of get those little bits off. And these are just flicking right out. Like I don't even need my pokey tool. Except that I'm making a mess everywhere. But that's okay. That's what we crafters do, right? Where's my other plate? Here it is. Let's lay this to the side while we get ready to assemble. And before I fold and burnish this, we're just going to go ahead and decorate. Now, I told you we'd need the trimmer, and we do. I am going to cut a 2" by 2" square out of the Parakeet Party. When I very first started playing with this, I was measuring to see what my dimensions were, and I came up with the 2" by 2", made a pretty perfect, am I in camera? Nope. Let's get this down here where you can see. Made a pretty perfect fit. And you'll notice if you've seen this, I wrote over here 2" by 2" on your DSP or your cardstock, which either. And, all right, let me put that to the side. I got my 2 there and my 2 here. And again, you know, you could have picked a lighter shade of the Parakeet Party to go on here if you wanted to. And I didn't pre-make one using these materials in advance. So if it doesn't come out, we'll default back to this one, okay? So let's go ahead and get this glued on here. Just very quickly. And you'll pretty much have the same distance, top and bottom border. But on the sides, and I don't know if you can see this. Let me kind of hold it up and see if you can see this on the camera. You've got little indents right here that the die put into it. It kind of forms a little border area for you all the way around. And so 2 inches goes exactly from one side to the other. Okay. Now let's get our little tree. Let's get our little outline here. And I'm going to only put a drop, like a tiny drop here and there. So there's one. Part of one. Come on. Any other time you'd be running everywhere. Come on. Let's go. And a little bit down here. Maybe right there. A little bit more there on the top. And right there. Okay. Let's get this layered over this as best I can. Well, it's crooked. Slide that over ever so gently, because that is kind of delicate. There we go. There we go. Now we're in the middle. I don't know. I think that's kind of pretty and festive. What do you think? I like that. It's so pretty in real life. And then, and of course I got little bits of glue on me and my fingers. All right, maybe I got enough of it off. And we will proceed. So it was great to get the rain. Really wish we could have got more, but God is good, right? All the time. And I'm put that right there. Kind of hold that down for just a second. And let me get back out this scrap. Let me get my stamp. I'm going to get my sweet sorbet. We're going to stamp the joy. And I'm just going to trim it out with the trimmer, I think. You know, if I was using the Stamparatus, I might be brave enough to try to stamp onto that glimmer paper, but I'm not that brave. And I don't want to waste your time having to do a lot of redos. We've already had to do one, and that's on me. Okay, got that. Let me get this. Clean that up. Yeah, it's about time for Mr. Stampin Scrub to get his regular bath. I don't do it all the time, but when I feel like I've used my Stampin Scrub, guys, all you have to do is take it to the kitchen sink and just run water over it. Run the water over it until it runs clear. Let the worst of it drain off into your sink, and then just take it outside and sit it up and let it air dry. It's no big deal. That's all you have to do. All right, let me get this over here, and hopefully I left myself enough room to put this on that tag without covering up part of the tree. We'll see here in just a minute. I'm just going to go ahead. Yeah, let's just go ahead while I've got all this room. Let's just go ahead and trim that on the side. And I'm looking to see how much room I have above and how much to the side and all that good stuff. Sometimes when you're just kind of ad-libbing like I'm doing here, You just kind of go by the seat of your pants, right? Where'd that piece go? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I know I cut something. All right. Let me cut this piece away because I want it a little closer on this side. I've got to be real careful how I gauge that. I don't want to go too far in and mess this up. Okay. All right. I think we're okay. And now for the final one. And I'm taking such little slivers that it's staying up in my, there we go. There, it came out. All right. Didn't want it in the way. And I'm looking at how much room I have on top. All right. Not too bad. And I think, too, this will stand out a little bit more than even if I could have stamped. Like if this had just been Parakeet Party, I think this is going to stand out a little bit more. And I think on this one, I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals. Let's just try that and see how that looks. And this is small enough you can get by with just 2. Y'all know me. I'm always telling you, if you're going to do dimensionals, do it right. Don't be chintzy with the dimensionals. Some people would disagree with me on that, and that's okay. You're a craft room, you do you. Absolutely. There's some people that like to cut them in half, and that's okay too. All right, so here we go. Now I can fold and score this. Yeah, I've still got my little bling riding on the, I haven't done anything with him yet. I will one day. One of these days, you'll see me in a video and you'll go, oh, she must have used it already. All right, let's cut a piece of ribbon. Get my ribbon scissors back out. And let's cut a piece of this really pretty Parakeet Party. Now, how long you make your ribbon or how short you make your ribbon, again, it's going to depend on your packaging. If you're going to be tying it onto a package, we're going to make this one a little bit on the short side so that you can see the difference when all's said and done. And I'm just, going to fold it in half. And this time, we will come through the back of the tag. And such fine, fine ribbon. Let's see if I can twist that and get that through all at one time. Would be beneficial. It would. All right, and then I'm going to take this, loop that through. This one's going to be a whole lot shorter. Get that through there. There we go. And if you want that frayed look, go for it if that's what you want. I'm not real fond of that for this particular tag, not this one. All right, what do you think? Simple, simple. You can use whatever you have in your craft room. You can combine whatever colors you want to in your craft room. We didn't stay with just the traditional red and the green. The Sweet Sorbet, the Parakeet Party, those aren't exactly traditional red and greens for Christmas, but I still think that came out looking really good. I hope you like that too. All right, there's tag number 2. Get ready for tag number 3. All right, again, non-traditional colors, but I think we have all been exposed now to the pretty pool party and putting pink in there with it. We could have gone with mint macaron. That would have also been really pretty. But for this, we're going to do polished pink and pool party and the snowflakes. Also, out of that Celebrate with Tags dies. So again, here's my scrap so we can cut that tag. I'm going to move my mess over to the side. We're going to cut one more tag. Actually, we're going to cut 2 more tags. This is tag number 3, so we are almost there, guys. Okay, so here is this and this, and I just had it in my hand. There it is. So I say, man, I just had it in my hand. And I've got a little piece right there. Get that out. Line this up on my pool party. And I do need my top cutting plate. That would be ever so handy. All right, I'm just gonna lay this on here. Now this scrap here, I got a little bit more wiggle room. And so, here we go. Run that through. Try not to let it slide on the paper. Let's get back up here. There we go. Okay. All right, I got a little something there. Oh, it's coming off. Oh, good. Because I was going to say, I didn't see anything on my cardstock before I cut that. All right, I'm going to lay my tag die to the side. I'm going to get rid of that, but I've got a lot of that scrap left over, so I don't want to throw that away. All right, and I have a scrap of polished pink and a scrap. Actually, I don't even have to use that scrap, do I? Because I've got all this scrap right here. So I'm just going to take and tear this off, so I don't need that. And we're going to line up this scrap. And we're going to get our polished pink scrap. Lay both of those on there. And, well, I say lay both of them on there. I don't guess it really matters, does it? Because I've only got one snowflake die. All right, let's run this through real quick. Come on, stay down with me. There we go. Do y'all ever talk to your machines? I do. Oh my goodness. I do. I talk to mine. Yes, it seems to help. No, they don't answer me back, which is a good thing. Oh, I'd be in an argument half the day if they did. Oh my goodness, that's funny. All right. And I love this snowflake. I mean, it's the perfect size. It's not too big. It's not too small. Not too delicate. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. Got that going. All right, so now we got that and that. And definitely, I'm done with the snowflake die. Definitely, I'm going to put that back in my package. When I got this set, I don't know. It didn't dawn on me until after I got the Celebrate with Tags and the coordinating celebration tag dies that these tag dies are kind of long. And they don't fit into a regular stamp case with a magnetic sheet to hold them on there. And I am finally, after all this time, getting used to them being in here. But let me tell you, at first, I was not a happy camper. And if y'all store your dies this way, do be so careful anytime you get them in or out, okay? Be very careful that you don't lose one. I don't know if you noticed, when I do label mine, I put how many dies are supposed to be in there. And yes, if I've been working with a die set or a stamp set, hot and heavy, I do count mine before I put it away. Absolutely. Because then is the time, if you're missing one, right then and there, you can go back through your trash can. You know what I'm saying. We've accidentally thrown things away that we did not mean to throw away, right? We have done it. We've all done it. But if you will count right then and there while it's fresh on your mind, you can look for it, right? Okay, now, the Christmas Vellum Dsp that's got the flocked snowflakes. Isn't that pretty? I thought that would lend a very soft background and go very well with the pool party cardstock. I did pre-cut this 2x2, and I know I had my glue dots out, and now I don't. See, oh, here they are. They were hiding. They were over there next to my drink, which I always feel funny trying to take a drink of water or anything while I'm filming. So I don't. I have good intentions, but then I never do. Okay, so it is hard to kind of glue your vellum to where it can't be seen sometimes. So let these little snow dots help you out. So I've got a fairly good size one up in this corner, and I'm just laying that on there, if it'll let go of me. Okay, and I'm going to put one in each corner, and that is going to be enough. Now, I've got a little one here, and he's not real big, but it'll work. It'll be just fine. Because y'all didn't even notice them on my first tag, did you? You didn't notice any glue dots under there. This will work. I don't really have one right in the corner, so I'm going to go as close to the corner and be right on top of a little snow dot. And here in just a second, I'll show you something else I learned about this in playing earlier today. All right, I've got my 4, one in each corner. We're just going to lay this in here straight, hopefully. Let me tell you guys, these glue dots are strong. They will hold whatever. All right, we've got that on there. Put this back in the box. Guys, you know when you now order your glue dots, they're backwards now, right? So on the new glue dots, your glue dots are showing outward. Drives me crazy. I don't know why that's being done. They didn't ask for my opinion. Imagine that, right? So I took them out of the box and I undid the whole thing and I re-rolled them so that mine are, you know, and if you look real close, you can see it's not just a factory tight roll, but it works. It stays together and I can use them how I'm used to using them, and so it's all good. All right, but you can do the same thing, and if you've got a roll of the older glue dots that came the right way, you can absolutely save your core that came out of there to rewind on, so that you're not unwinding the whole thing and rewinding on the same roll. So that's an idea for any of you that haven't reached the end of your roll yet. Okay. Now, I know that we die cut those snowflakes. Now, here they are. And I'm just going to take and put just a titch of glue in the middle. That's the only place I'm going to put the glue, is right there. Not quite that much. Wipe that off my pants. Yes, I do that sometimes, and I bet you do too, don't you? It's water-based glue. It washes right out, guys. It does. No harm, no foul. All right, we're going to take our pool party. Put just a little bit there. At least I didn't overdo it that time. And let's see, how do I want that to turn? Maybe about like so. Put that on there. I just thought this was a really soft, delicate tag, suitable for any age. Young, old, doesn't matter. Very suitable. And have I gone through all of my really small basic white scraps? I've got this one. I went through my scraps before doing the video and decided to kind of make like a, not really a card kit, but kind of, sort of. Okay, in the Celebrate with Tags, and I need a block that's big enough. Let's see, I'm going to take this off. But now that I've took that off, I'm putting it back in the stamp case it goes in, which was Kindest Known. So we're going to slide that in there very carefully. There we go. Put that back out of the way. And I'm just going to go ahead and plop this to and from. You know, you have the option. If you wanted to cut them apart, you absolutely could. No harm, no foul, right? And there's a lot of people that would do that. However, I think I can take, because of the distance, we'll see if I can, right? And I'm going to I'm just going to ink up the 2 part for the outside of the tag. Just the 2. I don't want it on the from. And about midway of that scrap, not perfectly in the middle, but with enough room to die cut that out. All right, definitely got to clean my polished pink ink. If I didn't tell you, that was polished pink. Okay. And I did forget to get out my little handy dandy banner die that is in this set. Okay. And that will perfectly give you room to write your recipient's name. Let's get ready and die cut that real quick. No, I put the big boss in the floor instead of over on my table here to the side. Okay, put that on there, and I'm going to get that washi tape again. My plates are pretty flat, however, that would not be good if that moved. Would not be good. All right, there we go. And we'll run that through, and we'll have that little tag to go across the bottom. Okay, and ever so carefully, let me peel back this. Oh boy, it's trying to tear my cardstock. Please, please, please. Please don't. Awesome. All right, scrap is gone. Our tag is here. My die is safely back in. Okay. And we are almost done with tag number 3. I hope this has given you guys a lot of ideas. I've had so many ideas of different ways to do these tags. What I have done here tonight is nothing compared to what you can come up with. Look around your craft room. Again, that's going to be your best source of inspiration. Start dragging out, even if it's retired Christmas DSP and stuff. Start looking at what you have and seeing how you can place different stamp sets, die sets, and things together. And I think you'll amaze even yourself as to how much you can do with what you've already got, okay? Of course, if you want any of this stuff that you see me working with here tonight, and don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Absolutely. This is new in our mini holiday catalog. It's threaded twine with silver in it, okay? I don't know if you can pick up on that. So pretty. At one point, I honestly thought about using that with the country tag, and it would have looked really pretty too. We could have used that with that. But I guess maybe I was using an excuse to use that fall suede ribbon, because I don't get to use it as much as I would like. And I'm just going to cut a piece off. And again, we're going to loop it. Now, it is kind of thick. Be so pretty on a card front, right? I haven't done a card front with it yet, but I do plan on doing that, hopefully real soon. And guys, let me give you a heads up. I am not, right now as I'm standing here, promising you a video for next Friday. I will do my best to try to get one put together. No promises. I have so much on me right now. And I'm not complaining. I'm not. I'm not complaining in the least little bit. But I'm going to be out of town next weekend. Actually going out of town before the weekend officially starts. And I'm trying really hard to figure out how I'm going to get an extra video done and uploaded for you for Friday morning, okay? I will do my best, guys, but I am not going to promise. I can't stand to make a promise and then end up breaking it, okay? So, again, I'm not going to promise, but I will do my best, okay? All right. So, there we go. Here's my original. Of course, I really did make it short. And here is that one. For all intents purposes, it's identical. But I hope you like the look of that. I do. I hope you like that. All right, let me get ready and show you tag number 4. And this will be our final tag. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? And again, we have used some more of that Vellum Dsp that is in the Holiday Mini Catalog. Love it. All right, I am using Pacific Point is the tag color. And so here is my scrap piece of Pacific Point, okay? Here is my white scrap for stamping and die cutting the mitten and the sentiment. And here is our little 2x2 piece of that holographic. Isn't that pretty? Love it. And when you're looking at it in real life, you can see the deep blue and you can see the purple tones, which is why I did the Pacific Point mitten with the gorgeous grape sentiment. Yeah, and I think it went really well together. All right, let me put that to the side and we will get ready and die cut our tag. Normally, guys, you know me, I will have everything die cut in advance. And I didn't this time because I realize there may be people new to crafting that may chime in for the first time ever. And it's invaluable to them to see how the stamping is actually done, to see how the die cutting is actually done. So every so often, I will go the extra mile and I will take the extra time just to do the die cutting on screen. And I am now done with this. However, before I put it away, I'm going to poke out. Okay, I got rid of those circles, and now this can finally go back with its other family of dies and be safely put away. I'm going to go ahead and tear this off, and this off, this off, and get rid of my scrap there. But that one I will save. And I can't go too far away with this. Very quickly, we are going to stamp our mitten and stamp our sentiment. I've got my mitten pre-mounted. I have my Pacific Point. This white scrap that you saw here is plenty big enough for me to stamp on and die cut from. Okay. I want to make sure I'm good and inked up. And because I'm using what we call cling stamps, we call them cling stamps because they cling to the blocks. But you can also get away with calling them red rubber stamps. But when you're dealing with Stampin' Up, they give us these wonderful labels that ensure they are plenty sticky enough they will not fall off of your block once you've got them mounted. And I have dealt with red rubber stamps that would tend to want to fall off, and that was a mess. Let me tell you, it was so frustrating. I'm going to clean that real quickly. And we are done with the mitten. And now, I'm going to put away the Pacific Point, and I'm going to get out my gorgeous grape. And we are going to stamp Be Jolly. Make sure I've got good ink on there. Yep, I see some light areas. Looks pretty good. It may not be perfect, but that looks pretty good. So I'm going to stamp that right down here. Give it a second to absorb the ink. There we go. Not bad. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Okay, time for more oil. If you have a stamp pad that's really hard to open and close, just take a couple of drops of oil and put down in both sides, and then just kind of run it back and forth. Evidently mine has, I didn't think oil ever evaporated, but mine evidently has. So anyway, we'll get it fixed. Okay, got that clean. And let's get ready and die cut that real quick. And I did, didn't I? I put my sentiment label right back in here, thinking I wasn't going to need it again. And yes, I did. I lost my heart. Oh no. Okay. All right, lay this to the side, get this ready to die cut, and then we can just put it together. All right. For all of you who've commented and subscribed and left those sweet, sweet comments, they just do my heart good. Oh, they do my heart good. Thank you so much, and I got the wrong one. I did. Right row. All right, where's the right one? Where did that go? There it is. Way down in there. How'd that song go we sang when we were kids? Way down yonder in the pawpaw patch. Speaking of pawpaws, does anybody grow those trees anymore? My grandma had one. Loved it. And I don't remember anybody else ever trying to harvest and eat from that tree but me as a kid. I don't know what the deal was, but man, I was all about that pawpaw tree. Oh my goodness. All right, if I hold my mouth right, these may cut out okay. Let me back that out. That in. There we go. All right, I'm after my dies. I can replace a die cut, but I can't replace my dies as easily. And because this is the last tag, I know we are done with that. All right, I got my pieces here. All right. And we're going to put Big Boss to bed for now. So run that in there so I know he stays together. Put him in the floor for right now. All right, so here is the one that we are replicating. Here is this. Here is my mitten and my bee jolly. And here is that 2x2 inch square. And we're going to do the same thing again with the glue dots in all four corners. And with this one, you've got a little bit more leeway. You know, you've got that big snowflake. So I can get away with also putting one right in the middle as well as on the corners. There we go. And right there on that bit of silver. And I don't have anything to hide that one, but it's fine. It's fine. You might be pickier about how you cut your DSP, and you may want to be real sure that when you cut your DSP that you have something in all four corners. I'm not that picky. I can be pretty picky, but I'm not that picky. Okay, there we go. I'll put that back in the box. And we're going to get our glue, and I'm going to glue down the mitten just ever so quickly. There we go. And again, this one is for any age. I mean, we adults wear mittens. Well, maybe not the guys, but us women do. And if I have some minis, do I have any minis? Oh, I don't think I have any minis. Let me see if I can't find some. Aha, here's some. Here's some mini dimensionals. I do want to put the sentiment up with minis. And again, do make sure you're using plenty. You don't have to just go hog wild, but please make sure that something that you're making to give someone else, that they're worth you doing it right the first time. Okay. We're going to take these little backings off. Get that on there. Get it folded. Get our ribbon put through. And I think we are good. Trying to make sure I'm straight. It actually looks pretty good. Let's fold this and burnish that score line. Nice, very nice. And for this one, I didn't even have a ribbon picked out. So, what do I want to use? Can't really use Parakeet Party now, can I? I wonder, could I get away with it? I'm going to. It may not be the perfect fit, but in our new in colors, we have this Starry Sky Ribbon, and I'm just going to go ahead and use that on this one. All right, let me get my tape off. There we go. And get my ribbon snips here. We're going to cut a piece and double this up. Okay, we're almost there. And this time we will go in from the back. Kind of get that loop through there. There we go. Bring that through. And there we go, guys. What do you think? Let me move some of this junk out of the way so that we can look and see. Oops, there's my snowflake. Let's get that back in there. All right, this was tag number 4. This was tag number 3. This was tag number 2. And this was tag number 1. So, very different looks on all 4 tags. Very different colors. What do you think? Listen, guys, I hope y'all have a very blessed weekend. And if I don't see you next week, know that you are in my thoughts, that you are loved, and I wish all the blessings on you. Thank you. Bye.